Well, it's a few minutes before the Fed announcement. In about 15 minutes or so, we just got finished with a hassle job fixing up an air conditioner. Want a job, the old cliche is you want a job done right, you have to do it yourself. It's amazing the things people do. Put pipes in to drain water with gravity, you know, in the opposite direction is needed, facing upward. It's amazing. Alright, so anyway, we have had a challenging morning this morning, stubborn in the opening periods. So we didn't do much. We had a losing trade and a winning trade. We made a good decision though. We got out of the trade before we hit the stop because we recognized that the selling volume was not enough to move the market, and then it rallied up and we got 9 points on a short at a better price, and that helped offset the 12 points that we lost, a little bit of it anyway. We had some interesting action. I was sort of surprised that the market didn't have a little more selling pressure, but you know, they like to take it up as high as they can before the Fed announcement and then you know, sell it off. That's been a pattern. But in this case, there's 24 or 25, that area of 313 and 314 from the K period low to the M period high. That range from 316 where we are now to 324 is a good block of consolidation where there was enough selling pressure, enough inventory for the next day, 314 Friday, just to open up and drive straight down and consolidate back down in the 12s, and then, you know, test the 70s that day. And you know, I'm expecting that area to be some resistance. We've had a pretty big move from 57 to 1316. That's you know, 50, 60 points. 60 points, give or take. So there's a lot of inventory, you know, that's certainly you know, long within that time frame. I made a comment to a buddy. We didn't have any, in my opinion, long-term sellers enter the market under 1270, simply because we you know, closed in the upper end of value. Actually, we even broke out above the day's the C period's high and M period for some of the day traders. You know, took some profits on the longs from the low, and so we know that there's no longer-term time frame sellers. So if that's the case, then we know one of the time frame participants is going to be the day trader, and the momentum traders from the Globex brought it up to the 1302s in the 8 period open. So we know that, and you know, now we're waiting to see what happens to the 24s. You know, do they have any intermediate term sellers in the 24s to bring this down? If not, then the next area is the 40s. 1340, I believe, is an area of resistance. So, you know, we have to keep the 24s on watch, and it's very possible that, you know, the first reaction to the Fed is usually wrong. So, yeah, if we can catch on the right side of that trend, then we'll be in good shape. Take some points quick, like we did the other day. No need to stay in the market all day, especially with the volatility of the Fed. The VIX is also, you know, showing some spikes, so it'll be interesting. See what happens. We're gonna pause the video and wait for the announcements. Well, it's 14:06. We're moving down, sort of orderly. Nothing real volatile. Maybe some people know something a little bit early here. 14:06. A few minutes before the market opens, and before the news, and it goes from 1317 down to 1313. I don't know what's up with that. There's a lot of bid buy in there. If they bring it down, considering the Globex rallied all night and we've rallied all day, that would be the most logical progression, you know, to take it down. No matter what the Fed does. I mean, if they only do less than a point, then they're probably going to sell it off. If they do a point, is the market going to rally from here? I think everybody's already long. So I would expect maybe a counter rally, maybe to the M period high yesterday. The closing range is low, 1280. The close is actually 1279, but the M period high is 1289. That's pretty good movement. That's 10, 20, 25 points in one direction from here. So there's a high volume cluster on 314 where the point of control is around 1300, 1298, 1297, 1296, 1296. There's another volume cluster 1292, 1296, 1297. It's the end period high of 314. That might be a target. I'd like to get a board here, but I hate to take a position before the actual news. All right, we're going to pause video to save some time here. It's 1409. I'm not sure if it comes down to 10 or 15. I'll pause the video on the way for the announcement. We're not going to be getting in before any announcement, just in case, you know, it goes crazy or some stupid thing happens. Swings 10 points in each direction. I think you have to use about a 10-point stop here also, just to protect yourself against just general volatility. It's 1409. We're moving up here at 1316, but the volume is light here, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, and my chart here doesn't look like it's working too good. 2 minutes to go. I'm gonna pause the video here. That Globex session algorithm, just look at this thing, just all over. Alright, they got 75 basis points. Hours, 1308. What the hell do you do with 1308? We'll pause the video and let this thing settle down here. Well, they're going lower, but I don't know, how you can get a position unless you had a position before. I didn't see, any place I wanted to get in on the short side. So now I guess we'll see if we can get to that end period high and look for maybe a long term move. I'm not that quick to get in at this point in my career, that's for sure. Oh, we're just bouncing around here with erratic volume. Consolidating between the 1301s and the 1306s on like nothing. We'll just stand aside here. Well, they took it down, would seem to be the initial reaction. Now they're taking it up. You have a positive bias across the board except for the 12 o'clock period in all 30-minute columns with positive deltas. So, yeah, we didn't have a short or a long here. I hate to just buy at 1312. It would have been nice to buy down, 1300. We'll just stand aside. So we hit the 8-period low. And that was it. 12 contracts traded. 12 contracts. Buying here just doesn't seem attractive, knowing that there was, significant resistance right at the 23, 24, 25 area right above us. And it just is moving up though. It's moving up without me. The entry is, below us. I would have considered, in the high 90s at the end period. The end period was mid 90s, I think, but not here in the teens. Taking it down again. It was ran up to the 11s, 12s, 13 or something, and now we're down off that area. If they take it a little lower, it might be attractive for a long getting to that end area, mid 90s. The initial reaction to the downside was incorrect and it rallied, and now a secondary reaction to the downside would parallel that activity and be incorrect. then maybe we'll have a chance to get down to the end period. I'll have to pause the video, running out of time. Well, we bounced off the 03s, it sort of stinks. So we didn't get in. We'll just pause and take a look, see if it gets back down there. We're breaking below the 3s. This is tempting down here. We're going to buy the 98s. We're going to buy the 9850s. Long, two 9850s. That's actually 3. Our stop will put 10 points. We're running out of time. We're breaking up. Yeah. Now we're moving down. Back up. The other end of value at 1250 is our target if we can ever get up there. A little more, baby, a little more. We're taking the 9s out. 9.